askmediy.com. How many of you had barbecues this year? Pretty good year for a barbecue, right? How many of you melted the vinyl siding on your house for the barbecue? Like this. Oh, come on. Yep. Perfect, right? You made your barbecue and discovered, oh, nuts. I melted the siding on the house. Well, I'm going to show you a real quick, easy way to do that. All right, for the most part, there's two tools we can use. We can use one of these little siding tools, which works great because it gets right under the siding into the lock, then pulls it down and you can pull it away. But I'm sure you don't have one of these. But Home Depot, Lowe's sells them for like $6. It's worth it, believe me. Or a screwdriver, which I'm sure all of us have one of these. With the screwdriver, it's a little bit more difficult because what you're trying to do is trying to get the corner of the siding. You're trying to pull it down a little bit, and then where the lock can release. Once the lock starts to release, the whole thing will just really come apart, 1, 2, 3. But unfortunately with the screwdriver, because you have the J channel here and you got to put pressure, well, we don't want to start breaking the siding. So, I mean, it's just not an easy thing to do. Yeah, see what I mean? It's really not that easy. Coming up, okay. See with the screwdriver, now it came up. But where with this tool, I mean, 1, 2, 3. Let's see, let me get under this one, just like that. Well, so much for that. All right, well now we got this top piece, which is good. We're keeping this piece. This piece is not going to be removed. However, the 3 pieces under it are going to be. Now, you push this up, and you're going to see the nails holding the siding in place. Now, one of the hardest things to do is actually getting these nails out. Depending upon if you can lift it up high enough, depending on how big the piece is, the shorter it is, the harder it is. Just using a regular claw hammer, I like to just get in there and just get under the siding, behind the nail, and just give it a little pull. There you go. You want to take all the nails out. And then the whole piece will come right down. Alright, well, I went and removed all the nails and I didn't do anything else. Now, to pull this piece down, it's really quite simple. Remember I told you about the lock in here? Okay, well, all you gotta do is just give it a little yank down. There it comes. Give it a pull, there's your siding, off. Now, what you're gonna do is gonna keep doing that. Now, obviously, these nails are gonna be a lot easier because they're all exposed now. You're just gonna pull these nails out until you get to your last final piece. Hey, save the nails. You can reuse them most of the time. But, hey, why not put new in? How much can they really cost? Alright, well, we have our old siding that we removed. Now, the problem with it is that it's melted, so it's really deformed. So we really want to try to get a measurement of what to cut the new siding at. Over here, I have a little bit more than 61 inches. And down at the bottom, I have 60 and a half inches. So which one's right, which one's wrong? So instead of doing it like that, the best way is just to actually measure. So measuring, in this particular case, we're going against a J channel here and a J channel on this side. The J channel's the little vinyl trim that goes around the windows or the doors, whatever it may be. You try to measure from inside as far as you can go, all the way to the other one as far as you can go. In this one, I have 61 inches, maybe a little bit more. So what we want to do, we don't want to cut it at 61 inches. You know, for one, to make it pretty difficult to get in, but then when it heats up, it's going to expand. And if it can't expand, it will expand. It's just not going to look very nice. You know, you're going down the road and you see the siding falling off a house. Well, 95% of the time it's because they cut it too tight. So when it expands, it has nowhere to go. So it's going to, boom, it's going to pop. It's going to do all kinds of wacky things. So it's real important that when we cut it, and in this particular case, we have 61 inches. So we're going to go about 1/4 inch to 3/8 shorter. And we're going to divide that gap from both sides. Let me show you. Alright, well I have all my cut pieces and all ready to go in. Now, one little trick to know, I mean when you go with the siding, you don't want to go sideways or anything, because like you have that lock right here on the bottom, you can clearly see on yours, and then the receiving end right here. What I like to do is put the lock kind of like a couple inches below it, kind of, like halfway or whatever it may be. Stick it into that side so it goes in, and then by holding, like in this case, the right side, pull it out a little bit so the siding actually gets a little bit smaller, and then fit it in to the next tray like that. And now the siding is in. Okay, but here's the real important part. This is where a lot of people screw up. Remember those locks? Well, you push the siding up and, oh boy, it feels tight. Well, guess what? It's really not. You want to push it into the lock. Make sure it's all nice and flat. Once it's in, you'll know it because a little pressure down, it's not falling down. Okay? Also, make sure you have some room that it moves. See how it moves? That's real important. I mean, on your house, you should be able to go to any part of the siding and with force, move it like this. If it moves, good job. Alright, so let me show you how to put the nails into this. Now, you wouldn't think putting a nail into siding is anything special, right? Well, guess what? You'd be wrong. Putting a nail into siding is very important how you do it. Too loose, well then you're not going to get the next piece on, and of course it would be loose. Too tight, well, by putting it too tight, remember I was telling you about the siding moving back and forth? Well, if you put it too tight, you're not going to allow that to do that. So let me show you how to put a nail in to vinyl siding. What you want to do, get rid of my remote here, you have the nail slot where the nail goes. First of all, center the siding, in this case, like, a little bit like that. Put the nail as close to the center as you can, can't see it. Put the nail into the slot in the middle of it. Too loose. Look at that. Right? A little bit more. Just to where you can see that it's just touching the siding. And you want to do these every 16 inches. See, look at that. It still moves, but I'm just not moving back and forth. Okay, we have all our siding back on, but right back where we started with this top piece off. Now, this is going to be the hardest part of the job, but if you put all the siding up nice and tight, well, they should line up pretty good and make things a lot easier for you. Now, you can put your hand behind it, a couple fingers, and you can pull the lock down. But you can't do it from the middle. You always have to do it from one of the ends. Like in this case, I'm going to pull it down and then push it in like. You see? Once you get it started, you just keep good deal. All in, look good. But remember that siding I was telling you about moving? There it goes. Moves nice and nice. Well, a little dirty. You think we got to clean it up too, huh? Why not? Maybe at least, hey, it's not melted anymore. But guess what? I won't be leaving this barbecue grill over there anymore. Well, I'm Dominic from askmediy.com. Thanks for watching.